And so our journey of the myths of ancient Rome finally comes to an end in this concluding video of CLA 396. I hope it's been a really great journey for you. This is a really enjoyable course for me to teach in terms of getting these different texts together for you to see. It's been really a wonderful experience for me, and I hope it has been for you as well. I want to especially commend all of those students who took your very first online courses. Making the transition from in-person to online is not always the easiest thing to do, and so sometimes it can be rather intimidating. So if you were able to get through it and were successful and enjoyed the experience with me, I'm very appreciative of that, and thank you very much for having joined in. So I do teach the other CLA courses also at University of Rhode Island, 1, 5, and 7. I hope you'll join me for any of those courses as well, if you could fit them in your course schedules. And if you have any questions about any of those, feel free to contact me. And also, if you'd love to just continue staying in touch with me after the course is finished and chatting about ancient Greece and Rome, I'd love to hear from you, and so feel free to email me about that as well. So I really, again, thank you so much for being part of this CLA 396 experience, and I hope that this has enhanced your understanding of ancient Rome, maybe a greater appreciation of Roman culture and Roman literature than you might have had previously. Okay, so let's now get to the final order of business, which is the final. First of all, please once again check the oath of academic honesty that you have that in the forum from the first session of the class a long time ago now. Please be sure it's there and make sure you review it so that you know its standards that you're expected to follow for the final exam. The final exam itself is going to show up once again in resources. It'll either be a week before the due date or a few days before the due date, depending on which session you're taking this course in. And the exam itself does provide you with, again, with everything that you need, except for the actual passages, which will need to be emailed to you separately. Once again, please be sure you get the document, the final exam itself, out of resources before the due date, because it will disappear after the due date. So don't get into a situation where you've missed it and then have to complete the exam later and get a late grade for that. So don't let that happen to you. Make sure you get the final exam properly out of the resources folder when it appears there. Okay. Together with the final exam, there's also the study guide, which you can also take out and use that to help you prepare. There's also the end of class survey from me. Please get that out also, and send that completed back to me in your Dropbox together with your final exam. And remember that that survey is just for me. That's distinct from the IDEA survey, for which there's a link on Sakai. That's the one that goes to the university, and so please also complete that one. That one will go to the university, and this one will come to me. And both of those are really helpful for me, and the IDEA survey is helpful for the university to give feedback on the courses, for us to know that they went well, hopefully. And if there's anything that needs improvement, then that's a good way to indicate that to us. And we really do value that information so that we can make these courses better in the future for future generations of students. So please do complete both of these on time, and let me know what needs to be done better, or all the praise and compliments you can possibly shower on me, just like the Roman Emperor. Of course, I would appreciate it as well. So if you feel that good about things, then I would love to hear that as well. Okay, so that takes care of the two surveys, and now let's talk about the final exam itself. Remember again that the final exam, if possible, should be complete in a single sitting, if you can do it. But if you have to split it, we'll live with that. But please, if you can, complete the final exam in a single sitting. And again, please remember the entire document should be a Word document, or a PDF if you need to, and everything that's in the exam, the whole complete document, needs to be put together in one single file, and then that file goes into your Dropbox. Okay, again, if there's a technical problem about getting it in your Dropbox, then tell me, but otherwise I'm expecting to find it there in the Dropbox. The final exam, again, is 40% of your grade, 40 points, for the closed book part, 60 points for the open book part. So make sure that that's all done in accordance with those expectations, and you should be in good shape. And as far as the content of the final, it's pretty familiar for what you already did with the midterm, so it shouldn't be any real big deal, but let's just quickly run through it. The closed book part, You have those 4 questions again on the closed book exam part itself. Remember, again, it is closed book, so again, the oath, this is what you need to use, the noggin plus the computer, and that's all you're supposed to have in front of you when you're doing those 4 passages. The 4 passages will be emailed to you, and the 4 questions are there. Remember again that you are asked for the title of the work, the author of the work, the general plot of the work, plot summary of the work as a whole, and then finally the specific passage, its description, where does it come from in the work, and anything that's noteworthy about it. Does the author want to highlight something or tell us something in particular that we need to know, or make something distinctive, or whatever else it might be. These passages, remember, can come from any of the ancient works that you read. So all the way back from Catullus, got to go back and read that Carmen number 64 again, make sure you have that. So Carmen 64, then through the Livy, then through the Heroides by Ovid, then Virgil's Aeneid. I hope you remember all of them, because you might need to get them. And then Ovid's Metamorphoses, the Petronius Satyricon, the Seneca Apocalyptosis, not, however, the Apuleius. The Apuleius was just put there as an additional fun text for you to read. So that one will not be included. But the other 7 are all possibilities. So be sure that you have those. Okay? So those are the passages. And when you have those finished, put that all together in that one document. And again, no aids except for your brain and the computer. Now, open book essay. The subject of the open book essay is how patriotic is Roman myth? How patriotic is Roman myth? So you need to think about what patriotic means and define it, and then decide whether you think Roman myth really does fit the characteristic of patriotism. Again, remember, provide your argument at the beginning of the essay. Then, in your central paragraphs, provide your evidence. Whatever ancient works that you want to discuss, you need to cite passages from those works, again, so that you can provide evidence for your argument, and I'll know that you know how to advance that argument, put it together, and prove it properly, and that you've actually read the works and do understand them. So all that needs to be included in the central paragraphs, and then finally the conclusion wraps everything up. Okay, and again, it's a 5-6 page essay on average. 12-point font or 14-point font is fine, and please remember to include that with your closed book part all in the same document. And when you're all finished, put that document all in one thing and submit the whole thing in your Dropbox, and you will be all set. Okay. Remember again, the open book essay too: grammar, punctuation, spelling have to be really accurate, and of course, conversational tone should be avoided. No contractions, no isn't, doesn't, anything like that. Make sure you italicize titles. And again, be sure you're conscientious about punctuation, when to use commas, when to use semicolons, that type of thing. Got to know that, okay, and get it right on the final exam essay. Okay, get the whole thing into me and on time, not late, and you will be in excellent shape. So I hope that you complete that properly, and I hope again that this was a wonderful experience for you. I do look forward to having you back in for future courses, but in all events, all the best of luck with your future studies, especially your classic studies and your Roman studies, but any of your future studies, obviously, and all the best of luck with your future career. Good luck to you, and maybe we'll see you again one day.